This comment completely surprised me. I was talking to an agent that works almost entirely by referral. And she said, Justin, I actually don't want more business from friends and family. And I thought, wait, excuse me? Did I hear you right? I've never heard a real estate agent who works by referral tell me that. And then I dug into it a little bit deeper. And she revealed some of the perils and dangers of depending upon friends and family for business. Today's episode, I'm going to reveal to you what she shared with me and why this is so important for you as a referral-based agent. It's not only going to help you to be happier in your referral-based business, but also more successful. All right, let's dive right in. The first point I want to make is that there is an emotional trap. When you rely upon friends and family for your livelihood and they choose somebody else, it gets personal. When it gets personal, it gets emotional. And when we get emotional, we don't make good decisions. In fact, sometimes we just want to quit. We're like, if my friends and family won't even support me, I don't want anything to do with this business. I'm done, right? And that's not a very wise decision, right? Wise business owners would not say one person who declines us should cause us to quit. Yet for some reason, we feel that way. So again, just know that there's an emotional trap. And I would say when you work with friends and family, but when you rely upon them, right? When you depend upon them, then it gets tricky. And it causes you to not be able to build your very best business. All right, the second point I want to make is the awkward client scenario. Now, in order for you to be a good fiduciary of your clients, you need to be very honest and tell them the truth. And sometimes friendships don't always allow for that. And even if you're the type of person that's like, look, I'll tell them the truth, sometimes your friends aren't ready to hear that. And sometimes it even gets a little bit removed in the sense that maybe you're dealing with the child of a client or the friend or coworker of a client. And you're telling them the truth, and the way that they're reporting that back isn't necessarily the whole story. So all of a sudden, this relationship that referred you business or is utilizing you to be their service provider, all of a sudden, now they're not happy with how it's going. And again, you have a fiduciary responsibility. When you contractually begin to represent somebody, you have a responsibility to do what's in their best interests. And sometimes not everyone accepts what that is. So again, it can get sticky in that regard. Again, one of the downside perils of relying upon friends and family. The third point I want to make is the dependency problem. And this is what I've been alluding to already, is that if you have friends and family and it's not the right fit or they choose somebody else and you have an abundance of business from outside of that, then it's like, okay, I must not be the right fit, no problem. Maybe they don't want to mix friendship with business, right? Maybe they're afraid I am going to tell them the truth and they're not going to want to hear that, right? And so when you come from a place of abundance, all of a sudden that doesn't hurt as bad, right? Or it doesn't hurt at all at times. So that's the point that I want you to understand, is that it only gets really tricky when you are completely dependent upon this, which is really just a sign of scarcity. It means that you don't have enough business. And so the groceries going into your kitchen are dependent upon these friends and family. And that's just not a good place to be in. So again, don't have such a fragile business that you're depending upon any one source, let alone those relationships in life that matter the most to you. Now, the fourth point I want to make is, okay, so if I don't want to be a prospecting agent where I'm smiling and dialing or chasing cold internet leads, which kudos to those who do. But if you're like me, it's like I actually want to have deep fiduciary, meaningful relationships, advisor level relationships with those that I serve. And if that's you, and you're like, well, how do I do that? If you're telling me that my friends and family are off limits. Now, I'm not telling you that your friends and family are off limits. I'm saying that they should not be the only source of business. Again, it is not a big deal if you have plenty of business. So where do you then get more referral business? Well, I'm here to tell you that one of the best referral sources are those professionals who are what I call upstream from you. I want you to think about, and maybe even go back and reference the previous video that I shot on how to build out a professional network. Again, there are professionals right now in your community who are dealing with clients, and that professional is uncovering that these clients are going to need a top real estate agent next. Now, different from your friends and family who may need you once every 10 years, these professionals may have the ability to refer you as often as weekly, if not more frequently, depending upon who they are. And so a great way to really build out an amazing referral-based business is to have your friends and family be kind of icing on the cake, right? But the cake itself, right, the meat of the matter are those professional relationships who deal with people just before they need you. And a quick plug for the company that we're building, ProInsight, makes that easy. We're a platform that allows you to become a modern day advisor, offer your clients lifetime home support, which means that you have a professional network around you that collaborates with you. Now, let me speak to that really quickly. I was just on a call the other day with a commercial broker and residential real estate agent, and they were talking on behalf of their combined client. And it was amazing to me how much value was offered to that client. That client wasn't even on the phone, and these two professionals were scheming on behalf of that client. So not only is this going to actually get you more business because these professionals are going to be referring you, but the level of client service that you're able to offer to your clients leading up to that is going to be phenomenal. It'll be so much more because it's not you in a silo. It's a complete collaborative group around you taking care of your clients for the lifetime of their property ownership needs. So anyway, that is what you need to build. If you need our help, you can go to ProInsight.com or just build it on your own. I don't care how you do it. We've made it easy for you. But again, if you're looking to build a referral base that does not rely upon friends and family, then you should build a professional network and work by professional referral. That is the key to not only having your business fall more within business hours versus after hours, but it's also a way to have an abundance of opportunities so that when you do work with friends and family, you can keep the relationship in the forefront, even decline business if it's not the right fit, and not get your feelings hurt when they decide to choose somebody other than you. Anyway, if this episode's been helpful, do me a favor and be sure and subscribe to the channel, share this with somebody else, and even make a comment below. We always love to hear from you. Let us know what else we can do to help you to grow a robust referral business.